Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. This team is 12-3. And regardless of what you think about this team, if they're legit, if they're not legit, if they're going to crumble in the playoffs, no matter what you think, they're 12-3. And that is very, very impressive, and that deserves respect. And it's being led by Kirk Cousins, who is having a phenomenal season. Beginning with Week 12 against the New England Patriots, he is first in the NFL in passing yards with 1,656. He has 13 touchdowns, which was number one before last night's game, Dallas Cowboys versus Tennessee Titans. Number one in completion percent above expected at 4.7. Number 8 in QBR at 62.7. And the Minnesota Vikings are 4-1. They're 4-1 in the last 5. This team is legit, man, and they're finding ways to win. It is a new culture. It is a new Minnesota Vikings team. Welcome back to the channel. Obviously, we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings today. If you guys enjoy Vikings content, I post it a couple of times a week along with daily NFL videos, so be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Vikings fans, if we could get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the world to me. So the reason I bring up Kirk Cousins is because Justin Jefferson said this quote yesterday. Everyone wants to make jokes about him and stuff like that, always want to talk about him, but his numbers is showing differently. He's doing whatever he needs to do in order for his team to win, and Justin Jefferson hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's just a straight up fact. On the season, Kirk Cousins has over 4,000 yards, almost a 66% completion rating, averaging 275 yards a game along with 27 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. But the eye test shows a completely different Kirk Cousins. It's not just crumbling in prime time. He's finding ways to win, as Justin said. He's finding ways to win, and that's all that matters in the NFL. So there's a lot of people saying the Vikings are posers, but numbers don't lie. They've lost 3 times this season, man. They've lost 3 times. Detroit, who was red hot at the time, the Dallas game, the Philly game, every championship team is going to have some hiccups. They're going to have some road bumps. They are. It's just a fact. This offense is so powerful. They are top 10. Dalvin Cook is having such an underrated season. Vikings fans know what Dalvin Cook offers you. It's not even just the stats. It's all the small things. He's a playmaker. What do you need in the playoffs? You need a playmaker. You need playmakers. This team has plenty. Kirk, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, TJ, Thielen, KJ Osborne. These guys are making plays. Dalvin Cook on the season has over 1,100 yards. He's averaging 4.5 yards per rush, and he has 8 rushing touchdowns. But I don't see too much praise around the league for Dalvin Cook's season. He's having a great season, man. Justin Jefferson, we know he's chasing Calvin Johnson's record. I think personally he's going to get it. I think he's going to have a field day against my Green Bay Packers. 123 receptions, over 1,700 yards, and 8 touchdowns. That's almost 120 yards per game. The addition of TJ Hawkinson, we saw it last week against the Giants. We've seen it in all the games he's played for this Vikings team. He offers them a legit tight end, a reliable tight end. That is so critical for this offense. He has 52 receptions with this team, almost 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. But don't forget about Mr. Reliable Adam Thielen. He's got 5 touchdowns on the season, almost 700 yards. KJ Osborne, the guy I've been talking about since the first week of the season. He is a nice secret X factor on this team. Almost 50 catches, almost 500 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But to me, what it's going to come down to is the defense. All right, now when you take a look at the statistics do not go to the Vikings' favor. All right, they're technically, if we're going off defensive rating, they're technically the 4th worst defense in the league, giving up about 25 points a game. But what are they doing at the end of these games? They're making it happen. All right, they're just making it happen, and we've seen it time and time again. Yes, there's been a fair share of Kirk Cousins and this offense scoring when they need to score, but there has also been countless times, most notably that Buffalo game, that might be a couple of months ago, almost a couple of months ago, 6 weeks or so. that defense, man, they're forcing turnovers. They're making plays at the perfect time. And to me, that's what's going to be the difference. Because I have no concerns with Kirk Cousins. I have no concerns with the rush game, the pass game. The offensive line as well has come up so clutch. They've progressed so nicely over the course of the season. It also has been very underrated. It's a very underrated offensive line. Usually, people like to say the game plan, the blueprint to beat Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings defense is to just blitz heavy, blitz fast, blitz hard, and play man coverage. Well, Justin Jefferson would disagree with that because in man coverage, the man is by far the best. But on blitzes this past week against the Giants, who have a really good defense, Kirk Cousins went 15 of 24, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, at the same time, they did give up 3 sacks on blitzes, but they're making it happen. They're improving every single week. So, personally, I think this Packers game is pretty big. It's obviously, the Vikings end this season on 2 divisional games. It doesn't even matter, the playoffs. The Packers are fighting for a playoff spot still. So this game means a ton to the Green Bay Packers. This game means a lot. And even to the Chicago Bears to finish off the season. These are divisional games. No matter what the draft is looking like, players don't like losing. People just don't like to lose. So I expect the Packers to be on their best behavior along with the Chicago Bears, and it's going to continue to tell me a lot about this Minnesota Vikings team. But as I was alluding to, defense, I think it's going to be the difference. And it's being led by Eric Kendricks, absolute stud. He's got 129 total tackles on the season. Don't forget about OG Harrison Smith. He has 5 picks on the year. You heard that correctly. 5 picks on the year. But don't forget about Jordan Hicks. 123 total tackles on the season. They have this nice blend of veteran talent along with young guys. I allude to the quote by Justin Reed a couple of days ago talking about the Kansas City Chiefs defense, who also has a young secondary, saying, once the playoffs hit, these guys aren't rookies anymore. We need guys to step up. And when I look at this team, this Vikings team, they've got guys who are capable of stepping up. I mean, it's just a talented defense, and they're starting to put it together. All right, they're starting to put it together. What I need from them in the playoffs is a bend, don't break philosophy. If they can limit teams to field goals, that's all I need. And with Eric Kendricks, with Jordan Hicks, Harrison Smith, Danielle Hunter, Patrick Peterson, Harrison Phillips, Chandon Sullivan, Zadarius Smith, my man, 10 sacks on the season. Don't forget about Danielle Hunter's 10.5 sacks on the season. I think this defense is starting to click at the perfect time. I know the stats might not necessarily show that, especially giving up a ton of points to Indianapolis a couple of weeks ago in the first half. But once again, that bend, don't break philosophy, they're still making plays. They're still getting stops when they need to get stops. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more Vikings content, let me know. But most importantly, show some love to the Vikings. Let me know what you're thinking about this team headed into the playoffs. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's try and get this video to 250 likes. And I'll see you guys next time.